Evening students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing very well. Students, yesterday we were discussing about that how the parents are calling and how he was moving forward and how he was unwilling to go, but he was still moving forward to follow the footstep of his parents, the lost child. So let's continue our today's video, which will be related to that only. Let's continue. I have the next page number 5 I'm having, and I'm having page number 4 at the last paragraph we left on that day yesterday. And now let's continue the continuation of the next para. Yesterday we came to know that the parents and the child reached at the footpaths, and now they were moving forward from there. As they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs. When they reached to that village, near that village where the fair was there, fair मतलब मेला, जहाँ पे मेला लगा हुआ था, जब वो उसके पास गए, he could see many other footpaths full of throngs. Throngs means a lot of proper way is not there. Proper way is not there for walking. Many throngs are there in between. कांटे जिसे कहते हैं, बहुत सारे कांटे थे रास्तों में जिसमें वो चलने में प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी. Covering to the whirlpool of the fair, and covering means चारों तरफ से cover था. Whirlpool like, just like in whirlpool. Many rounds were there of the fair. And felt at once repelled and fascinated. Repelled, stopped, and fascinated, very much excited by the confusion of the world he was entering. Maybe first time he was visiting to a fair, so that is why he was very much confused, but he was very much fascinated what he is going to have now. A sweetmeat seller hawked. So that was, children, up to this para they have reached the fair now. Basically this para they have reached the fair, and now they have entered the fair. Now one by one the things will be clear, how the fairs are entered and how the things are going on. So let's begin. First of all, who comes? A sweetmeat. A sweetmeat seller hawked gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi. सबके मुंह में पानी आ रहा होगा, I hope so. These were the things which make us very much watery. Our mouth becomes too much watery. All these names. A sweetmeat seller hawked गुलाब जामुन. अब सोचिए कोई दूर से अगर हॉकिंग कर रहा हो, कान से सुन के ही मुंह में पानी आ जाता है, तो उस बच्चे ने भी देखा. द चाइल्ड ऑल्सो हैव सीन एट द कॉर्नर ऑफ द एंट्रेंस. एज सून एज ही वाज एंटर्ड द फेयर, अ हॉकर मीन्स जिसकी मूवेबल शॉप होती है, द वन हु इज हैविंग द मूवेबल शॉप्स. अ हॉकर वाज हॉकिंग लाइक दिस विद दीज, and crowd pressed around his corner, and a lot of people will spread. बहुत सारे लोग आके इकट्ठे से जमा हो गए उसके स्वीट के पास. Everybody want to purchase to that particular things, and pressed around his corner. From everywhere he was pressed or covered at the foot of an architect of many colored sweets, decorated with leaves of silver and gold. And his shop was decorated with architect by colored sweets, decorated with leaves and silver and gold. These were the colors which were made by with which the things were decorating. The child started open-eyed, and his mouth watered for the barfi, and obviously the barfi is the favorite of all. So the child's face is also covered with the barfi. That was his favorite sweet. Most of the people have the favorite sweet, even mine also. I think most of yours also, the barfi is the sweet one. I want that barfi. Now the one child has told. He knew what will be the answer of his parent, but even that he said, I want that barfi. He slowly murmured. Murmured meaning a slow voice, he said. But he half knew as he begged that his plea means request. Begging means request karna. His plea means his request would not be heeded. Heeded means nobody will notice about it. Because his parents would say he was greedy. It means he was knowing his answer very well, that when he will talk to his parents, and his parents will say that he is very greedy. So you don't ask for this. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. Usko pata tha what will be the answer of his parents. So without speaking anything else, he moved on. A flower seller hawked, and afterwards when they moved forward, first shop was of sweetmeat seller, mithai wala, and another is a flower seller. A garland of gulmohar, a garland of gulmohar. The way of a hawker was shouting, the flower seller was shouting. The child seemed irresistibly drawn. Irresistibly means he can't stop himself, and he was drawn towards the shop. He can't stop himself. Then He went towards the basket where the flowers lay heaped. Lay means entire one by one all the layers of the flowers were heaped. Heaped मतलब ढेर सारा लग जाना बहुत सारा. And half murmured. Murmured means spoke in a very slow voice. What did he spoke? I want that garland. I want that garland. Means he just said to his parents, I want that garland. But he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers because they would say they were so cheap. We are not going to buy them. Means for sweetmeat seller, for the sweetmeat, he was knowing this. His parents will say you are greedy if he will ask for that. Now for the garland, again his father will say that these flowers are very cheap, so that is why we are not going to buy. Means before requesting, he was knowing very well what will be the answer of his parents. So that is why he did not request in front of them. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. जैसे आप लोगों के भी साथ होता होगा most of the time whenever you were small kids, हर टॉय शॉप पे या कहीं पे आप अटक जाते होंगे, पेरेंट्स कहते होंगे चलो बेटा आगे अभी और भी शॉप से, चलो मूव ऑन कैरी ऑन मूव ऑन. तो इस तरह से आप भी मूव ऑन करते होंगे. कैमरा A man stood holding a pole with yellow. अच्छा, तीसरी जो शॉप थी that was more fascinating. What was the shop? A pole with yellow, red, green and purple balloons. Now balloons flying from it. Means a pole was there और उस pole में many flowers, are colorful colored balloons are there which were flying here and there. So obviously a small kid what wants? Flowers, eatables and all that. So that was another one. The child was simply carried away by the rainbow glory of their silken colors and he was filled with an overwhelming means can't stop himself. भाव विभोर हो जाना, पूरी तरह से खो जाना, depth, desire to possess means to hold them, to be the owner of them all. So he was just simply carried away. He just moved away by the rainbow glory. Rainbow, the different colors of the rainbow type colors were there in those particular balloons. Those flowers were there, their silken colors were there, and he was filled with an overwhelming desire. And then when he have a look of that rainbow colored flower, so he was overwhelmed. He was filled with the desire to possess them all, to get them all. But he well knew his parents would never buy him the balloons because they would say he was too old to play with such toy. Too old means enough grown up now. This age is not to play with the balloons. So his parents will reply this. So he walked on or further. Means on sweetmeat seller that you are greedy, the parents will reply. At the garland shop, the parents will say they are very cheap. Now at the balloon shop, the parents will say no, you are enough big now, you don't need to play with these balloons. So means playing with balloons is a work of the more younger kids than you. So you are enough big, so you should not play. Clear? I hope you are getting. Now another para. Now another comes up. Guess who? Snake charmer. Snake charmer stood playing a flute of a snake which coiled. Coiled means you must have seen the snake how it sits round coiled में बैठता है जो. It's in a basket. एक basket था. Snake charmer मतलब सपेरा. उसके पास एक basket में वो चारों तरफ coiled होके the snake was sitting. Its head raised and the head was raised like hissing like this. In a graceful bend like the neck of a swan, like this. Graceful bend like this. And the snake charmer was fluting a flute towards his mouth. Then airs like the gentle rippling, while the music stole into its invisible ears like the gentle rippling of an invisible waterfall. As the water is falling from the invisible rippling of that waterfall, in the same manner, the sound of the flute were rippling inside, flowing inside the ear of the snake. But in reality, student, there are no ears for snake. Snake doesn't use any ears. Don't have even ears also. But it happens, snake charmer is blowing the flute. It has been shown over there. So waterfall, the child went towards the snake charmer. So he went towards, but knowing his parents had forbidden him to hear much coarse music. Coarse means harsh music, not good music at all, as the snake charmer played. So he proceeded further. Means this was the reply of his parents, that the music which the snake charmer is playing is not very much good to hear. It doesn't suit to our standard. We should not go for that music. So with that purpose, he said that, and he was knowing his parents will reply this. And then what was the thing left for him? He said it's okay, move forward. Means four options he left. You just remind how many options you people have left when you went to fair with your parents. So that's all for today. with this video. I hope you're getting interesting. It is coming. Gulab jamun and jalebi and barfi. Nowadays, don't go for that. Corona is going on. Don't purchase anything. Cook at home and eat at home. So that's all for today. Stay safe. Stay home. Bye-bye.